He is very simply the greatest goal scorer of his generation. Alex Ovechkin has compiled 10 seasons worth of astounding on-ice results. He's achieved them through brute force, perfect timing, and a proven flair for the dramatic. In the last month, the captain of the Capitals has delivered with reckless abandon. Tonight, he and his mates welcome hockey royalty from Los Angeles, a champion group of monarchs searching for their crown. Will they bow before the King of Washington? Follow these noble pursuits on Comcast Sportsnet. Needing 2 points on Tuesday night, Comcast Sportsnet presents the NHL and Caps hockey. This evening, the Kings find themselves cross-country here in Washington to face a Capitals club that has a lot of work ahead of themselves this week. Fans have made a subway arrival to Verizon Center, where they'll find kids dancing with anticipation for Caps Kings, a pretty cute couple. I think you'll agree. It is nice to see you again. Welcome to our frozen DC pond. Along with Craig Laughlin, I'm Joe Beninati. We'll make room for Al Koken in just a little bit. Back over the weekend, Alex Ovechkin kept up his scoring ways, and he has joined select company when it comes to scoring 30 goals.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that list. Scoring 30 goals from the start of a career. Mike Gartner leads the pack 15 seasons, 79 through 93, 9 with the Caps through the 88 season. 9 of those seasons, 40-plus goals. Wayne Gretzky did it 13 times, 79 through 91, 12 of 13, 40 or more goals. His run ended with the LA Kings. Mike Bossy, 10 seasons, 77 through 86, the New York Islanders, as pure as they come as a shooter and goal scorer. Jari Kurri, this Finn had finished. In the glory days with the Oilers in there, he had a 71 and a 68 goal season. And then it comes to Alex Ovechkin to round out the list. First overall pick in 04, 5 times 50 or more goals. He's averaged 45 goals over his 10 seasons with the Caps. The other 4 guys ahead of him, all HOFers, Hall of Famers.
It can't always be all about Alex, so we should remind you how much production the Caps are getting this season from their defense corps.
Yeah, and it all started at the start with the hiring of Barry Trotz and Tarek Reardon. They wanted their D to join the attack. They wanted their D to be involved in cycles. They had to get shots through from the point. The Caps trail only Calgary with Giordano and Brody, and Nashville with Weber and Yossi. For the Caps, the left side are stay-at-home guys. They've racked up 30 points. The right side as a whole have racked up 83 of the Capitals' points overall.
John Carlson heads that individual list of Blue Line Boppers locker, and he's standing nearby with Al.
Joe, thank you very much. John, you and Mike Green are now 3rd and 4th on this team in scoring. How valuable and important is it to get the offense from the D?
Well, I think it's nice anytime we can chip in, but I think it all comes from our D zone. That's been way better this year, allowing us to get into the play with easier breakouts.
What things do you guys need to concentrate to tighten up on tonight against LA?
Just our structure. They're a fast team. They feed off of turnovers. Just take care of the puck as much as we can, and kind of try to keep them to the outside. Don't let them get to the interior on us in our D zone. They got a lot of deadly guys.
Appreciate it. John Carlson joining us. A big LA team he faces tonight. Let's go back to Joe B. and Locker, a mere 10 feet away.
Al, it's good of you to let us share your space. The Kings, they aren't playing their best hockey right now, but they are the masters of turning it on when it really counts.
Yeah, they're winners of the Stanley Cup 2 of the last 3 seasons. They played the most games of anybody the last 325 games. 11 and 12, they needed to win the last game of the season to get in. The 8th seed, they upset the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd seeds, and then the Devils for the first cup. 12-13, 5th place finishers upended in the conference final by the cup winners Chicago Blackhawks. And last season, Joe B, a 6th seed, took them 26 games, the most ever to capture the cup, beating the New York Rangers in the finals 4-1.
Locker, we know Drew Doughty. He's a marathon man on skates, that is for sure.
He's an animal. It seems like he never leaves the ice. I liken him to Scott Stevens, soft hands with the puck, hard hands without it. Only Ryan Suter of the Wild averages more than Doughty. Carlson, Weber, and Yossi used a lot. 21 times, Joe B, this season, Doughty has played 30 or more minutes.
Let's get things started. He may be the best player in the NHL you don't know. Anze Kopitar brings the Kings to the house of the underappreciated Nick Backstrom. The Capitals' top pivot in search of more recognition from his mates on Comcast Sportsnet. Can you believe it's already February? Game number 51 for the Washington Capitals. They entertain the defending Stanley Cup champions. The Los Angeles Kings are in town. Alex Ovechkin tied with Rick Nash for the NHL goal-scoring lead. Caps in red, Kings in white. We are underway. The on-ice officials, the referees are Tom Cowell and Paul Dvorsky. Tim Nowak, Jay Sharers. They have the lines. Tyler Toffoli lurking below the goal line with Carl Alsner. Braden Holtby will watch Matt Niskanen patrol for Washington. Top of the screen, you're seeing Barry Trotz's line combinations and defense pairings. Some changes tonight. Marcus Johansson given top line duty, and the entry of Aaron Volpatti into the 2014-15 season. Johansson works wide, turns on Muzzin, sweeps one to the front, it's blocked away, and the Kings will counterattack. 2-on-2. Dwight King only as far as the defensive blue line for Washington, as these two teams will change him up.
Real nice job by Mojo in that first couple of shifts here, Joe B. Getting that puck in, getting it out, making clean breakouts, playing with Backstrom and Ovechkin. It's important that Mojo utilizes his speed and hockey sense. He was very good on the half wall there. Breakouts are going to be very important against this big Kings team.
On this Tuesday night, I have separation anxiety. Greg Laughlin is inside the glass for you. Al Koken's your ringside reporter as Carlson peppers it around for Brooks Light. Like breezing back through center. On the overlap, crisscross with Fair. Fires, Jonathan Quick makes the shoulder save. Rebound back to point position. Green scampers in. Drafted there by Marian Gaborik. Good poke check coming from Matt Green. No relation. Down the dasher board you look. 5-on-5 play as we're approaching the 2-minute mark of a scoreless first. Quick will tee it up for the turning Andrei Kopitar. 27-year-old from Slovenia.
Maybe one of the most underrated players in the league. He's more imposing than a lot of people give him credit for. He's a big rig that plays both sides of the puck. And obviously when it comes to playoff time, there hasn't been many players better than Kopitar when you're thinking the Kings and the Stanley Cups they've won the last 2 out of 3 times.
Burakovsky with Kuznetsov and Brouwer this trip for Washington. The veteran Hillen propels it down the flank. Troy Brouwer playing NHL game number 500 tonight.
Yeah, way to go, Troy. A late round pick and gets to play 500. It's quite the accomplishment. You know, you look at him, a late pick, didn't even realize he was drafted until his dad came up and woke him up out west. It's a great thing for a guy to play 500 games, and obviously we've seen a lot, Joe B, that get to 1,000. That is really unheard of in this day and age, but the 500, very good career.
Head coach Barry Trotz refers to him as a stabilizing effect for those two youngsters. Niskanen was undercut there. Caps wanted a penalty. Stoll is still involved with Brouwer right in front of the bench doors.
Yeah, Brouwer and Clifford and Stoll, they did not like the way Stoll hit Niskanen down in the corner, sort of a leg check. And that's why Brouwer took exception to that. You know, he's a type of player that brings a lot of grit to this Capitals team. And in his 500th game, showing it right off the get-go.
Locker, did you bring your boxing gloves? You may need some.
No, I got Sabby next to me. He's my protector.
Ken Sabourin working on the Caps radio network. Also inside the glass. As we've crossed the 3-minute mark, first of 2 meetings between the Caps and the Kings. And these two will do it right over again on Valentine's Day out in Los Angeles next week.
And Joe B, I see a lot of desperation so far in the 4 or 5 shifts we've had here in the first period. Both these teams, you could say, trending in the wrong direction, and both teams want to get this win tonight. That's why we're seeing a lot of intensity, a lot of desperation for both these clubs early on.
Ovechkin one-on-one against Doughty, fires one wide. A pair of grade 8s there on that rush. Orpik channels it towards the cage, deflected back to center, and the Caps will need to get reorganized. Washington with the game's only shot. It was Fair testing the glove hand side of Jonathan Quick. Conn Smythe Trophy winner in the Kings cage. As acrobatic as you will find between the pipes in the NHL.
Had very little luck, however, on the road this season, Joe. 3-8-5, just 3 wins in 16 tries for Jonathan Quick. The Capitals hoping that type of trend continues here tonight.
It is stunning how the Los Angeles Kings have underperformed on the road. Caps fans are hoping that trend will continue tonight as Niskanen skies one over the head of Quick.
And that leaves them in a situation where they're trying to get into the playoffs. You know, there's a battle in the Western Conference. You look at Winnipeg, you look at Calgary, you look at Vancouver, and the Kings all vying, Joe B, arguably for those last 2 spots, and the Kings out of the hunt right now.
LA finds itself 5th in the Pacific Division. Washington beginning this Tuesday night 4th in the Metropolitan. Niskanen using the dasher to get ahead. It'll be Joel Ward to golf it deeper into the LA zone. Dustin Brown twirls away from the pressure. Mike Green escaping the advances there of Kyle Clifford, always rambunctious up front for LA.
I love the way Greeny's playing. You know, you look at his point totals, you always want offense from Greeny, but I just like his demeanor on the ice. He's so calm and cool now this part of the season. He's racking up points, Joe, and you often look at that. 19 points his last 20, but just the way he carries himself, the way he's handling the puck, just very good under pressure. He looks very calm out there.
And the coaching staff has put him in a place where he can succeed. And he's flourishing. Burakovsky jamming it back. Andre Burakovsky back into the active lineup, teaming up with Yevgeny Kuznetsov, the 2 youngsters up front for Barry Trotz. As Justin Williams will trickle this right to Braden Holtby.
I'm seeing both teams really go with quick line changes, 30, 45 seconds, and they're getting new blood on the ice.
6 minutes in, we haven't had a whistle yet. No stoppages in this opening period. Burakovsky regrouping. Green ladles it ahead. Tom Wilson in hot pursuit. Matt Green sends it on around. His defense partner Braden McNabb. Former Sabre property. John Carlson bunts it along. There's Volpatti wearing 17, not 24. Beagle charging in, fires wide on Quick. Strange carom there, and Quick had to make another save. And he'll cover.
Good contacts there, and I like Volpatti taking on Regeer here early in the first.
Back into the lineup after the neck injury kept him on the sideline for so long. Ouch, Matt Niskanen. Kings and Caps getting acquainted in a frisky way. Just settling in here at Verizon Center on a Tuesday night. LA and Washington are scoreless. Star Trek's presented by Toyota. Locker defensemen with very fine pedigrees.
And both these guys drafted the exact same year. Back in 08 was Doughty, 2nd overall. He's played 491 games, more than John, because he started as an 18-year-old. John spent some time in London, then in the American League, 366 games. And you see they can bring offense, they bring defense, 2 of the key players in this hockey game.
Centering pass there, and Backstrom just failed to convert. Backstrom, Johansson, and Ovechkin on ice now trying to break the ice in this scoreless tie, almost 7 minutes into the contest. Ovechkin spins that one towards the goal. He's going to be seeing a lot of Drew Doughty tonight. Doughty clears it along. It's batted out of the air by Muzzin. Turning with it in transition. Johansson fires as Quick ushered it over the cage with his glove. It was high.
Real good transition, though. Shows the speed of that lineup. Put Mojo on that wing. He really has some giddy up. He gets it going, Joe, and that created the 2-on-1 with Ovechkin going hard to the net.
Craig, we saw Johansson there quite a bit last year. How long will it take for him to get back into the old habit of playing with 19 and 8?
I don't think it's a problem. I think they feed off one another. You know, they play the power play a lot, and I think you get comfortable when you're on that unit so often like Mojo is, and he has that sense playing with Backstrom and Ovechkin, exactly what he has to do, exactly where they're going to be. To me, it's a no-brainer. He's going to fit right in right away.
So one of, 8 different guys who's played the right wing on that line this season for head coach Barry Trotz. It's Kopitar in a foot race with Orpik, who outlasts him to play on for Ward. Robin Regeer, veteran blue liner on the back end for LA. Regeer, the 34-year-old, now 16 seasons as a pro in North America.
Over 1,000 games played for number 44. A real good, solid, I would call him a stay-at-homer. You know, he used to be a little more physical than he is. Now he really relies on his positioning more than anything.
Gaborik on the go with Kopitar. Kopitar turns, a centering pass blocked away by Orpik as he had Alec Martinez's stick tied up. Martinez, the playoff hero last spring for Los Angeles. Burakovsky shaded there by Brown. Stoll captured. Stoll pulls the trigger wide of Braden Holtby, who has yet to face a shot from Los Angeles nearly 9 minutes into the game. Washington with the first 4 at the other end against Jonathan Quick. Burakovsky slithers out of his own zone neatly. Kuznetsov will pump this one right to Quick's chest. He'll drop it off for Dowdy. Almost 30 minutes a game for number 8. Ryan Suter in Minnesota, the only man who gets more ice time from his respective head coach.
It's amazing. He's closing in on 500 games. You know, he started with the Kings, jumped right out of juniors, right in to the National Hockey League as an 18-year-old. In fact, his first year, he played 81 games for this hockey team as an 18-year-old.
Quick drive there coming from Jordan Nolan. And a sharp stop for Braden Holtby to get himself into the game as we send you ringside for Al Koken.
Joe, thanks very much. As always, we'd like to get our viewers involved in the conversation this evening. Get in on Twitter as we ask the following question. You know the LA Kings, the defending Stanley Cup champs, out of playoff position right now. So which Western Conference team will be in the Stanley Cup Finals? Get your responses into hashtag Capitals Talk. We'll hear from you throughout tonight's game.
Hashtag Capitals Talk. There are a few giants from out west to consider. Washington will be seeing a good chunk of the Western Conference in the next couple of weeks. 5 of the next 7 games for the Capitals, including tonight against Western Conference foes, as Holtby will reel this in and cover. Chenier one night, Lachlan the next. I'm really spoiled. Here's Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
Joe B., it's about minimizing mistakes for Barry Trotz and his team in red against this Kings team. They're a Kings team that jumps on your little mistakes. They're not a high-scoring hockey team, so you can't afford to make mistakes, especially in your own zone. So the voice on value tonight is minimizing the Capitals' mistakes, especially Joe B. in their own zone. They've given up too many goals, and that's why they're on this little bit of a slide going in the wrong direction.
Washington technically having lost 6 of its last 7, a 1-4-2 skid. Just the 4th face-off that we've had in the first 10 minutes of the game. Carter drags it back to point position. Slugged wide of the goal by Dowdy. 5-on-5, neither team has had a power play of which to speak so far. This is Backstrom turning on Muzzin. Nicholas Backstrom all the way to point position. Stays on the handle, south of the goal line for Johansson, jamming there with Dowdy. Ovechkin joins the fray. He and Carter shoulder to shoulder. Tyler Toffoli angles out of his own zone. Puts some touch on that for a Carter snapshot that's steered away. Jeff Carter, one of the best wrist shots in all the NHL. Caps fans saw that routinely back in the day when he was a Philadelphia Flyer. Regeer to swing in his second full season as a Los Angeles King.
And it's interesting not to see his running mate, Mike Richards, who cleared waivers, Joe B., and was assigned to the American Hockey League.
Kopitar will flutter this to the corner for Dustin Brown.
He better be buying lunches down there.
Oh, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Kopitar, sharp angle, great look. Regeer fires, blocker save for Holtby. The ricochet to the corner. Hard hitting for Joel Ward. We've said this from time to time. When Los Angeles is right, they almost play football on skates. They can hit you.
Yeah, 7 guys over 100 hits. Dowdy sitting at 99, so he might have already passed that here in his first period. They lead the NHL with 1,600 plus hits this season, Joe. They're a big bruising team, and that's why they're so successful, I believe, come playoff time. The key this year is to get to the postseason.
They will wear you down over 7 games. Green
Sure
fires,
will.
that's blocked. 3 of their playoff series went to 7 games a season ago. They doused the Rangers' hopes in 5 at the final.
That was a record-setting 26 games they had to play to get the Stanley Cup for the second time.
Well, we've touched on it in our open tonight as Kuznetsov works in 2-on-2. Yevgeny Kuznetsov, fine pass, glove save by Quick. He robbed Mike Green. Jonathan Quick, always a highlight maker's dream. One of his finest right there in the first 12 minutes of the contest. Mike Green couldn't believe it. Quick with a lightning fast left hand.
Caps and Kings scoreless. Todd Reardon, this LA team is a team that is a very deep forechecking team. Go ahead, you've got some coaching to do. John Carlson looking back this way. That's all right. Get them all where they need to be. As we mentioned, this LA team, big, physical, forecheck deep. What have you told your defense corps?
Yeah, definitely. They're a dangerous group here. We got to make sure we got to be hard around our net. They're a big, strong team that wants to play a physical game. So that's a real key for us tonight, is making sure we do a good job boxing out.
We thank Todd Reardon, coaching through a Legal Seafoods bite of the night.
It was a very interesting start to an interview. Well, why were you minus tonight? I blame Koken.
Yeah, everything's about matchups. You want to get the right matchups on the ice. More so the defense than the forward line. And obviously, Todd making sure he got the lineup matchup that he was looking for out here.
Craig Laughlin inside the glass for us tonight. Al Koken rinkside. We are breezing through this opening period. 7.5 left in it. Fine set up there. A sprawling quick forcing Ovechkin. That shot fluttered. Alex did not hit the cage.
Yeah, that puck was rolling when he got it rink wide, Joe. It bounced on him and then sat on its end. It was not flat on the ice, and therefore Alex couldn't get a whole lot of mustard on that shot.
Backstrom recoils. Johansson speeding towards the cage. Arister stop. Backhand chance, and quick follows up on Backstrom with a denial. On the Toyota League leaderboard, Locker, Alex was just dominant throughout January.
The first star of the month, Joe B led the NHL in goals with 12, 6 of them power play markers, a ton of shots, points in 9 of 13, 6 multi-point games, 3 multi-goal games, a couple of game-winning goals, you name it. By far his best month. Just the way he played, carried himself, carried this team in the month of January.
No goals on the board, Locker, but we do have 18 hits between these two teams.
Yeah, not surprising.
Toffoli lobbing this one back onto the Washington half. Alzner there ahead of a hard charging Dwight King. Backstrom plays the boards to himself, but resurfacing through center was Carter.
I like the breakout from down here, Joe. Little shuffle pass. You know, that means good support by the centerman. Nick Backstrom got that puck, and it was about a 5 to 10 foot pass. They need more of that type of support against a heavy forecheck.
Centering pass, bang off the post. There was King. Point blank range. Ovechkin forcing Doughty back through center. Alex Ovechkin comes cross rink for Backstrom, tied up with Toffoli. Help there from Muzzin. Johansson scoops it. King able to tap this one to center. Locker, why are the Caps breaking out of their zone better this season? I've heard you say that, and I've heard Alan May say that.
Because they're utilizing their center more often, as we have a delayed penalty upcoming for the Kings, but they're using their centermans more. Instead of throwing it around the wall, they're finding their centerman and hitting them with short little passes up the middle. The middle of the ice is open, often on a forecheck, and they're finding their centers in the right position.
It's all about the fear.
Penalty call coming up here, referee Dvorsky.
And it's Toffoli heading off on a tripping call. Dwight King and his Kings had an opportunity playing with Toffoli. See the mishandle behind the net. You see Alzner trying to collect it. And notice King sneaking in there, Joe, and he got a little piece of the post and the glove of Braden Holtby. Best chance in the period goes to the Kings.
Power play now for Washington after the minor penalty to Tyler Toffoli. The Caps power play is ranked 3rd on the circuit. 25.3% here at home. The Kings are killing in the 25th place in that statistical category around the league.
Well, they're really, your power play and penalty kill the last 10 games or so has really let down the Kings. So their penalty killing has really not been up to snuff. The Caps power play pretty good, Joe. 10 power play goals the last 14. They need a quick strike here. At least get some chances against Jonathan Quick.
Kings beat the Capitals twice last year, both times via the shootout. Washington was 2 for 7, a man up against LA a season ago.
The Caps have had no luck over the Kings the last 15 to 20 games.
Working in, Ward pumps this one, and Quick was on the angle with a save in the cover-up.
And what a great quick up there to Joel Ward. The penalty against Toffoli was for a trip right along the wall. Watch him working with Dwight King, that's Carlson, and there's a trip from behind on the same side. On the power play, a stretch pass. And there's the slap shot. Notice how aggressive Jonathan Quick is. You know, we know he's fast, he's mobile, but he's also a challenging style goaltender, and that's another real good stop.
He is extremely aggressive, and we think we have 2 of those guys in the nets tonight. Both of them amazingly reflexive and acrobatic. Braden Holtby and Jonathan Quick. Caps have it set 5-on-4 for another 112. Johansson deals for Backstrom. He finds Green straight away. Ovechkin one-timer kick save. Quick to the splits. An amazing stop. And he'll cover.
And Lewis and company now pushing and shoving. That's Lewis and Brouwer on one of the penalty killers, and the Caps power play guy in front of the net, Troy. Good pass. Everyone knows it's coming. The Caps find Alex Ovechkin. And it's Mike Green. You know, he's a guy that knows exactly where Ovi wants the puck, and he wants it right between his legs. And here is the one-timer. A little low there, probably wanted to go high over the catching glove. Goes low, and the follow-up even stopped by Jonathan Quick. An isolation here on Comcast Sportsnet. Far side, just didn't elevate it over that left pad on the power play.
The second chance shot was an incredible stop for Quick, who now has 10 of them in the first 15 minutes of the game. Washington on the power play, another 53 seconds. Nicholas Backstrom serving it inside for Brouwer, deflected away and cleared by Jeff Carter, the 30-year-old from London, Ontario.
At least with Toffoli in the box, he's a guy that really kills you when it comes to shorties. He's got 4 of them this year.
Locker, he had 4 in the first 18 games of the season.
There you go.
Backstrom settles, waits, feeds for Johansson. He fires. He had Quick leaning the wrong way. Toffoli hasn't scored a shorthanded goal since mid-November. Tied now with, I believe, Rick Nash for the NHL lead in shorthanded tallies.
Teams are catching on to his style, Joe B. He's got a good set of hands, and that's why they often use him on the penalty kill.
Toffoli boxed in for another dozen seconds. Full blast through center comes Brooks Laich. Works to the interior on Regeer. Cross-rink pass for Ovechkin to the high slot. Laich gives it right back to number 8. Ovechkin's wrister's on the way. A save, a rebound loose, and loose no more as Quick will pounce. Folks, the Caps hockey community has rallied through social media to put well wishes out there for Benston Schoen, a youngster from McLean, Virginia, who definitely needs our prayers. Hashtag pray for B-Man. The Caps have had the better of the play, but that darn guy keeps getting in the way. No score. Our Capitals Insider is presented by Burke and Herbert Bank. Here's Chuck Gormley with these reflections on Troy Brouwer.
Yeah, Joe, Troy Brouwer's first NHL game came, he said it was a nightmare, actually. He was playing for the Norfolk Admirals, got the phone call from Chicago to be in Denver the next night. He couldn't get a flight out of Norfolk, had to fly from Dulles Airport into Denver. By the time he got there, it was 9 a.m. for his game that night. Played on a line with Peter Bondra and Patrick Sharp, and only played 4 shifts in that game. But here we are 499 games later playing in his 500th.
In an extremely good mood to talk about it earlier today was Troy, and I know it's a talking point for Al Koken as this game progresses as well. Folks can read more of Chuck Gormley at csnwashington.com. Orpik towards the cage and wide, chased down by Joel Ward. Ward looking to cycle with Laich. Interceding Matt Green for these LA Kings, 2-time Cup winners in the last 3 seasons. Dustin Brown, their captain, shown to the glass there by his Olympic teammate, Brooks Orpik. Burakovsky racing back through center, fanned on his release. 5-on-5 play with 3 minutes separating us from Lattice's intermission line. Washington out shooting LA to this point 11-6. Kuznetsov to the front, score! Troy Brouwer!
Just saw Daryl Sutter shake his head, a miscue behind the net, and Brouwer, who we've just talked about, Chuck Gormley, scores for the Caps. Nice play by Kuznetsov, a spinorama pass before Stoll can get down to Brouwer. Watch this play by Kuznetsov. A beautifully placed backhand, one of the nicest backhand passes you're going to see. He found the soft area, Troy hanging out, he's a right shot, he collects it and fires it right past the catching glove. Nicely done by Kuzi, who sets up Troy Brouwer.
Kuznetsov taking a page from the playbook of Nicholas Backstrom there. Those two talk it over as Troy gets on the board at 17-11. Washington gets the jump on visiting Los Angeles. And threatening for more now with Jay Beagle. Beagle and Aaron Volpatti along with Tom Wilson this trip. The healthy scratches for Washington up front, Jason Chimera and Michael Latta. Martinez tidying things up in the corner. It's a 4-player scrum. Regier shuffles it on out. Los Angeles will relieve the pressure as Clifford scales it back behind Holtby's net. The Troy Brouwer tally giving Washington the lead. In the final 2 minutes of period one, Doughty goes wing to wing for Carter, indirectly to Toffoli. He was angled there, finishing off with the Mike Green to the corner. They jam for it. Dwight King plays back topside for a Doughty blast that goes wide as Carter was setting the screen in front of Braden Holtby. The Kings will reorganize. On the headman for Carter, bottled up there by Hillen. Green outlasting Toffoli. To the slot, the pass was behind King. Ovechkin will make a break for it. Doughty is there to sprinkle it back on down the wall.
He's been there every time Alex has been on the ice. That's obviously the matchup that Daryl Sutter wants against the Capitals' grade 8.
John Carlson steps into this rush 3-on-3. Carlson, good hustle to keep it alive. Jonathan Quick stubs his pass. No harm done. Braden McNabb's a 24-year-old from Saskatchewan, working right up the gut through it, where Eric Fair was defending for Washington. Orpik using the boards. This will skim out of play. Low bridging the Washington bench. Capitals Clubhouse all-inclusive packs. They're moving fast, folks. Reward yourself, friends, colleagues with a night of first-class fun. It starts an hour before the puck drops. Starts at $79 per ticket per game. Visit WashingtonCaps.com. Inside of Verizon Center with you tonight. 10 other games going on around the NHL. Washington has a 1-0 advantage. Troy Brouwer on the board with his 14th. 35 seconds left in this frame. Orpik on patrol, sends it on around. Dustin Brown was waiting for that. Working the cycle to Kopitar. He's muzzled by Fair. 20 seconds left in this stanza. High in the air, waiting for it to fall. Like has the puck. He'll place it back behind Quick's net. Regier on around. It gets away from Gaborik. Carlson with a wrister that goes wide. There was traffic in front of Quick. He just does scramble back to get to that pipe. With 2 to go, we are done with this first period in DC.
Yeah, a lot of desperation, a lot of hard work by the home team. A 1-0 lead on a beautiful setup by Kuznetsov to Troy Brouwer. Way to go, Troy, to snap it past the catching glove. Real solid first period overall. The Capitals matched their physicality in the first 20 minutes.
Could have easily had more than a 1-0 advantage over LA. Jonathan Quick was stout in the cage for the Kings. Gladys' Intermission Live is coming up. Al Koken should have a guest with him. Locker and I will filter our way through the highlights and the stats, and then we'll put Locker to work on the telly inside the glass. Done with one, flying the colors in DC. Troy Brouwer, game number 500, going along nicely, I think you'd say. Here's Rob Carlin and Alan May. This Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is being brought to you by your Washington area Honda dealers. For great standard features and affordable payment options, why settle for anything less than a Honda? Lattices, all systems grow. Toyota, check out the bold new 2015 Camry and visit buyatoyota.com for offers. Papa John's, if the Caps win and score 4 or more goals, get 50% off any online order tomorrow at participating Papa John's locations. And by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at mbusa.com. Good of you to join us in Chinatown this Tuesday night, top of the hour time, NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Joe Beninati upstairs, Craig Laughlin inside the glass. Al Koken's our rinkside reporter as we shout out thanks to all the men and women in our crew. Troy Brouwer is chuckling at the bench. He has goal number 14 on the board at 17-11 of the first. Washington has the lead over visiting Los Angeles. Capitals doubling up the Kings in shots in that first period and barely spending much time in Braden Holtby's zone. As Backstrom takes this one out of the air, works down the flank with Johansson and the curl and drag. He buzzed that one wide, and the ricochet is off of the rink for a whistle.
Again, a great transition by the Capitals. Very, very good between the two Blues in the first 20 minutes again to start this period, Joe. It's all about transition against Daryl Sutter's team. He's had a wonderful career behind the bench, 15th NHL season, over 1,000 games, 500-plus wins. Longtime NHLer, one of the 7 Sutter brothers to play in the National Hockey League, has done a great job. And what he's great at is jockeying lines. He figures out who's going. He finds great combinations. He did that in the playoffs, and it's another thing he's trying to do this season and probably even in this game tonight.
Fastest Kings head coach to 100 wins in his career. Brown hammers this one in from center. The speedster Gaborik is there. Carlson and Fair keeping an eye on him. All the Caps this morning at the skate at Kettler Iceplex talking about taking care of Gaborik early. His first 2 or 3 strides are amazing. Holtby got an arm on that wrister as Kopitar works the wall.
Well, he's the leading scorer on this team, too. You got to watch out for him. Obviously, it's legs that get him a lot of the goals. He has 15, which leads his Kings team.
Gaborik drafted there by Carlson on the interchange. The centering pass gobbled up by Carlson and will be skated away by Brooks Laich. Ward lost the handle. Regier gathers for the Kings in the visiting white. This is the second game of a 5-game road swing for Los Angeles. They'll be making their way to Florida soon. Martinez jams it along for Williams. That struck a player on the Kings bench for the whistle. Thompson Creek, this window of opportunity. Locker, the Kings visit the White House again.
Yeah, the President Obama has them come to town, visits the White House. They came in early Sunday morning, had all a Sunday off, spent yesterday at the White House as part of the festivities, the Stanley Cup in tow, and obviously the President giving them a little speech there. A real nice day once again for the Kings here in Washington.
They were sharing time with the MLS Cup champs, the LA Galaxy.
They did that the same thing the last time they won the Cups. That was a couple of years ago they shared their time with the President.
That's a pretty good luck charm. Doughty for the Kings plays it on the wall. Or Justin Williams, another vital cog come playoff time, wouldn't you say?
He's the main man. I mean, Mr. Game 7. He doesn't lose Game 7's number 1. He usually scores, and he was the Conn Smythe winner in last season's playoffs as the MVP.
25 points last spring. In the playoffs alone as Green blisters this one in from center. We played 2 minutes of period 2. Just jumping on board with us, Troy Brouwer from Yevgeny Kuznetsov and Karl Alzner. Alzner now with points in 5 of his last 8 games. Muzzin hooks this one off of a dasher and out of play for the whistle. Heads up, Locker.
Yeah.
Souvenir time.
No, I didn't get it.
No?
In the bench.
Close enough.
Looking around for it.
Careful with all your wires there. I don't want you to...
No, I got wires, I got paper, I got cards here. Joe B, getting ready for this game.
I don't want you to short circuit yourself. No, never.
Much.
Beagle to dig in on this draw. Andy Andrioff is there, a 23-year-old native of Ontario. Our first look at Andy, a LA Kings second rounder back in the 2011 draft. Orpik keeping an eye on the advances of Trevor Lewis. Low-scoring games, something in which normally the LA Kings specialize. They're trailing by 1 tonight. Orpik cheating in from his point position, getting help there. 17 in the red is Aaron Volpatti. He wore 24 last year for Washington. This is his first game of the season after battling back from the neck injury. Jason Chimera and Michael Latta are out as Wilson works wide, fires. That was blocked in front. It hit the screener. Jay Beagle. On the hop through center, Andrioff will clear in.
Yeah, you make a good point about close games. These teams combined, they played 99 games coming into this game. 66 of them combined have been 1-goal games. If you're either a Caps fan or a Kings fan, a lot of tight hockey games these two teams play.
Beagle sprints out wide. He's collared there along the boards quickly by Jake Muzzin. Counter punching, it's Toffoli with Jeff Carter. Carter leaning in on Karl Alzner. Two teams are at even and full strength. Just one power play of which to speak. It came back in the opening frame. Caps had it. Ovechkin skipping right on in. He sent it wide. He made a full cage deke on Jonathan Quick, and then he almost ran through the end boards trying to throw a hit.
And not too many people can beat Drew Doughty wide. Alex Ovechkin, one of them. He just turned the corner on Doughty, and Doughty is a fabulous skater, Joe. He could not recover to pivot and take the grade 8. The grade 8 is flying. He's moving his legs. It's something that we haven't seen in a long while, the way he's playing. He's at the top of his game right now.
Replays on CSN soon of that. You're going to see the footwork of Ovechkin as Lykeworth gets canceled out by Muzzin. Fair in hot pursuit overskates it. Anze Kopitar is right there. Eric Fair turns back to point position for Carlson. On the toe drag move, Dustin Brown will finish him off. It is Ward captured by Doughty. A low angle look. Like right into the picture. Back to point position. It'll get away from Orpik, and the Capitals will have to rewind. Carlson offers to Ward. Ward looking to create off the boards. Not much room afforded him. Like stepping to the cooker. Wow, Doughty with a sturdy hit. Muzzin on, and Gaborik will clear.
Yeah, good little play by Gaborik. That's a veteran move, just chipping the puck off the wall under some duress from the Capitals, forcing him on their breakout.
Gaborik scales this one into the corner. Dustin Brown cycling for Anze Kopitar. Along the boards, Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who set up Troy Brouwer splendidly back in the first period, will wheel out of his own zone. Kuznetsov, the 22-year-old Russian, nice move to the interior on McNabb, who got help from fellow Kings. Wing to wing, there's Kopitar at the end of a shift. He'll turn to change.
Yeah, they could hear him, get off, get off. He only had one glove on too, Joe, and usually that's not a good thing. Teams are going to look at that and give you a little swat across your gloveless hand.
This is an icing call against Washington. Locker, have a look back at that last Alex Ovechkin chance.
Yeah, and it's just burning speed. Look at him get the step on Doughty, and Doughty knows there that he can't afford to stick his stick in or it's going to be a trip. And then he's trying to kill a guy behind the bench or behind the net and just misses the big fella there. Coming around the net, great opportunity. And our Jeep net cam, you see the speed, the talent of Alex Ovechkin. Quick tried to poke check him. He was even quicker than Jonathan Quick on that play.
Williams with a snapshot that was smothered by Braden Holtby. Alex Ovechkin on the season, top 3 throughout the campaign for Washington when it comes to hits, and he's been seeing a lot of Drew Doughty.
Yeah, he's going to be out there every time he's on the ice, and obviously he's a guy that racks up a ton of minutes, does Drew Doughty. Here's a look at the two combatants. Always going to lock horns. You know, whether it's PK Subban, Shattenkirk, or it's Alex, he's always going to face the other team's top defenseman, and Drew Doughty is just that. He's racked up, obviously, a gold in the Olympics. He's won some cups. For 25 years old, Joe, he's already got an impressive resume.
Two big stars who are fond of facial hair, apparently.
They're thinking it's Movember.
Clifford will dump it in, put it off of the rink. The faceoff should come in neutral territory. 13:55 to play in period 2, and the Capitals still clinging to a 1-goal advantage over the defending champions.
Caps leader 1-0 on a Troy Brouwer goal. Troy Brouwer with his 500th NHL game. There's a man behind the Capitals bench who was there for Troy Brouwer's first Canadian Junior League game. That is Lane Lambert. He was in his first year as an assistant coach with Moot Shaw when Troy Brouwer joined the team. Lane said, I remember taking him to his first billet. And he said, even back then, I kind of had a hunch he could make the National Hockey League. He was the same type of player then as he is now. And guys, there are a lot of future Capitals on that team. Brooks Laich was there for about 20 games before he got traded, as well as Thomas Fleischmann and current and newest Capital scout Brian Sotheby.
You've done your homework, Al. Brouwer's last year in junior, 49 goals, 102 points with Moose Jaw. As Quick took a drive off of his shoulder. That was a real stinger. He's smarting in the cage for LA. Williams guides it to Martinez, and then Robin Regeer. The hatchet around for Clifford. He'll escape the zone for the Kings. Williams back through center. Turnover. Burakovsky gliding in one-on-one, then he fumbled it. It'll be Clifford the other way. Help coming from Jarrett Stoll. His pass thieved by Andre Burakovsky, who will turn 20 this month. The snapshot coming from Kuznetsov is high. Barry Trotz wants the line change. Kyle Clifford working back through center, leads this LA team in penalty minutes as Orpik channels it on around. Fair moves it ahead, a bit too strongly for Joel Ward. Orpik's turn to dump it in. Drew Doughty around for Jake Muzzin. Sturdy top pair for head coach Daryl Sutter. Carlson for Washington on through. This should be icing, and it is against the Caps. Folks, Indeed's going to show us the road ahead. Very busy stretch here for Washington, 4 games in 6 days.
Yeah, starting on Thursday against Ottawa on the Senators 7:30 start and be carried on CSN Plus that night, fans. Friday, Bruce Boudreau's Ducks come into town, a 7 o'clock start. Sunday, the Flyers on an Alcoken day, Joe B. 3 o'clock start. At the Sharks, it's covered nationally on NBCSN. And then we pick it up on that road trip against this Los Angeles Kings team.
Speaking of Anaheim, they're entertaining Carolina tonight. 10 other games going on. It's 1-0 here in Washington. The Islanders have an Anders legal. Florida with a response from Jimmy Hayes. 1-1 on Long Island so far tonight. Orpik around the boards. Matt Green there for LA.
Yeah, Brooks Light took a misstep along the wall there. Might have been tripped up a little bit, slow to the bench on the Capitals side here.
Shaking one of his paws as he gets back to the bench. Fair was hit in the middle of a line change. Orpik to Marcus Johansson, who's getting top line duty. This is Matt Green offering it through. Alex Ovechkin will turn off the turnover from Lewis. On the drop there for a Hillen wrist shot. Kick save for Quick. He starts the breakout the other way. Lewis will dump it in. To the corner goes Dwight King. Dwight King only 11 penalty minutes so far this year, Locker. Am I surprised to see that total?
I'm surprised because he's a huge rig. He's an imposing figure out there. Really is one of their big wingers on their so-called fourth line. Alex Ovechkin, obviously player of the month in the month of January, and rolling along. 15 goals the last 15 games. He had 16, Joe B, his first 35 overall.
Top of the screen, you're seeing the rest of the out-of-town board. 2-1 for Buffalo over Montreal. Sabres getting goals from Matt Molson and Drew Stafford. We continue the live play here in Washington with the NHL on CSN. Alex Ovechkin one-on-one down the flank, and Doughty is right there to close ranks.
Yeah, notice that a little bit of a cross-check takes Alex down. Alex has caught Doughty twice in the game, and he got the best of Doughty. There, Doughty used his strength to knock him down.
King the other way for the Kings with a wrist shot that's routine for Braden Holtby.
Alex Ovechkin smiling a little bit at Doughty as they're going to lock horns number 8s all night long. There's Drew, and you'll take a look at the last play along the wall. Alex gets it, and there's the closing in of the D-man. He uses his sort of cross-check technique to take away the Caps number 8, but notice Alex driving the net, and then another cross-check. Me and my shadow, 2 number grade 8s right there. Little smiles on both of their faces. Love it.
Doughty earlier this season, Locker, in a game against St. Louis, 34 minutes.
That's all?
That's all.
21 times over 30 minutes, Joe. It's impressive. I mean, they just don't take him off the ice.
Saw the face-off story there at the top of the screen a few moments ago. Jeff Carter had the upper hand on Nicholas Backstrom back in the first, won 4 of the first 5 between those two. Brouwer's the only man on the scoreboard where it matters most from Kuznetsov and Alzner at 17-11.
There's a look at Troy's numbers. He hit his 14th in that first period, a plus player. Way to go, Troy, his 500th game. And, you know, Al Koken made the comment about his versatility and the way he just fits in, whether it's young or old. He's so versatile, such an important piece of a second line in the National Hockey League that he's able to go from one line mate to another, and Troy never misses a beat. He plays one way and one way only.
Williams will pitch it right to Holtby, and he'll melt it down for the whistle. Fans, your children can join the Kids Club today for just $20. As a member, you'll receive a Kids Club kit. It includes a Nicholas Backstrom bobblehead, Slapshot cereal bowl, monthly newsletters, contests, and invitations to exclusive events. For more info or to join, WashingtonCaps.com. Youngsters in the crowd, having some fun tonight on a Tuesday. Hey, nice lid. 10 other games going on. Washington, one better than Los Angeles. Capitals next up against Ottawa on Thursday. These Kings will make their way for Florida on that same night. They'll square off with the Panthers.
And they have Tampa and then Columbus to finish up their trip. You know, they've been home so much. It's probably a relief for them to get on the road. They haven't played many road games. I think the fewest in the National Hockey League, Joe B. So they're going to have to put something together on the road if they want to get that wild card spot in the West.
This is Brooks Laich to turn. Slot it for Fair off of his skate boot. Quick counterattack. Gabourik's gone. Gaborik closing and a shoulder save for Holtby.
And that was an aggressive save. He was way out to take away Gabourik's angle. Nothing to shoot for by Marian Gaborik.
Fair steps in and fires, and it's flagged down by Quick.
And tit for tat right there. One save at one end and Quick at the other makes a game saver.
Kopitar and Fair saying hello. Washington with a 1-0 lead.
Caps with a 1-0 lead over Los Angeles. Blaine Forsyth, the lines got juggled today. What have you seen so far?
It's good. It's been pretty good. The balance has been pretty good. We got 4 lines involved early in the game. We've been able to continue it. We played pretty good structurally, so it's been pretty good so far.
All right, we appreciate the visit with Blaine Forsyth and Illegal Seafood's bite of the night.
Blaine and the Capitals getting acquainted once again, more and more familiar with the Pacific Division. Los Angeles coming in 5th in that bracket at 54 points with 21 wins. The Capitals 25 wins, 60 points overall on the Eastern Conference ladder. These Caps, however, have lost 7 of 9 against the Pacific this season.
And Blaine Forsyth mentions that word structure once again, and it's been much better in this game. You know, they've been allowing way too many goals of late. They've been better in their own zone. And if you're holding the Kings to 11 shots through half a game, you have to have good structure, and that's exactly what the Caps have had.
Washington has a 1-0 advantage. Alex Ovechkin is leading the league in shots again. McDonald's trivia, who holds the record, Craig, for most shots on goal in a single season? Don't blurt out the answer right away. Don't!
Okay.
Let the people mull it over. You're smart.
I did that in Montreal, didn't I?
You have the big brain.
Okay.
Make sure I don't ever phrase the question directly to you.
That's exactly, you can't.
You're just doing what a good analyst does. Never will I ask you the question directly ever again.
Another big collision, Doughty and Ovechkin.
Johansson straightened up right in front of Locker, who's inside the glass with us tonight on Comcast Sportsnet. Alex Ovechkin waiting for this one. His pass is on target for Johansson. Backstrom continues the thrust. Johansson to the corner boards along with Backstrom there, digging it loose. It's Regeer.
And notice the swarm by the LA Kings. You know, everything's about swarm and taking away time and space, and every team utilizes it all, probably about 2 in the NHL. You notice on that play, Joe B., both defensemen in the corner, and it's just the way the game's played. In the old days when I played, you'd always have 1D in front, 1D in the corner. Not the way the game is played now. It's all about swarm defense. A perfect example of that with their 2D in the corner.
Volpetti was dragged down. He was looking for a penalty call, or at least I was. None from either referee tonight, Tom Cowell or Paul Dvorsky. We continue on. 5-on-5. The stop attempt here to the front. Just off the outside of the post. Carter will clear. Mike Green there for Washington, zigs and zags away from the pressure of Jordan Nolan. All by his lonesome now, waiting for a passing lane to open up.
And Jordan Nolan's had a lot more fun than his dad has, hasn't he?
Oh, it's been a struggle in Western New York.
Sure has, with Teddy Nolan behind the bench.
Penalty call coming here against the Kings. It'll be Washington to a second power play. And now some more words exchanged.
Yeah, Nolan's right in the middle of things, down in the corner there. And Wilson and company get involved, all surrounded by the linesmen, breaking things up to the left of Jonathan Quick.
We got 44, 2 minutes for Hook.
And then it's going to be the veteran heading off, Robin Regeer. Here the Capitals get a step. A nice job by Aaron Volpetti, keeping his feet moving. He said timing's probably the biggest thing. You know, he's in great condition, as all these athletes are, but the work that he puts in after practice shows that strength there on an 84 Lumber slow-mo cam. The Caps go to the power play for the second time in this hockey game.
Had a nice time visiting with 84 Lumber personnel and business clients at Verizon Center last week. We thank them and all of our sponsors for their generosity this season. Power Play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Second trip for DC. Backstrom finds Johansson. That pass was too hot for Alex Ovechkin. It'll chase Mike Green back into the Washington zone.
I need some building supplies. Hook me up.
Okay. I have a few cards.
Yeah, okay, I need one.
Johansson slams on the brakes. Scanning the defense for this point drive. Quick the save. Juicy rebound. It gets away from Troy Brouwer. Brouwer the only man to beat Quick so far tonight. Shots on goal are 16-11 for Washington. Brouwer again! This time denied by Jonathan Quick.
One of their three major options on the power play is Brouwer in the so-called soft spot, pushing away from the D and below the forward who covers the D up high. Here's the play down low. Mojo to Nick. Nick's going to hold it, spin, and there's Brouwer sneaking in. Notice Doughty doesn't realize it, nor does their penalty killer and other partner Martinez, he doesn't pick it up, and our Jeep net cam, there you see their goaltender who saves their bacon on their penalty kill.
Jonathan Quick 5 times this season, 40-plus saves in a game. He and the Kings now attempting to stave off this Washington man advantage.
And Doughty with no stick, he lost his stick behind the net.
Mike Green forced away by Carter. Brouwer taps it for Backstrom to close. Green sets to Ovechkin. Back this way to Green. For an Ovechkin one-timer, he bombed that one wide.
And from down here you can see the Kings, they know it's coming to OV, and Doughty's cheating towards him. They open up something down low.
Try it again. That blast was blocked. It hit Doughty. Brouwer chases the rebound down. Looking for Johansson. It was Matt Green to the steal and play clear. We hear a whistle. Folks, the assist leaders are presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America. These men lead the way in generating A's.
Yeah, Nick, one of the hottest in the National Hockey League. Voracek, the only guy better than Nick Backstrom. He's 4 better than the Capitals' number 19. He's tied with Crosby, Giroux, Getzlaf, who we'll see in an upcoming road trip, also distributing the puck very well.
Ryan Getzlaf is some kind of hockey player. It's fun to watch the Ducks when he's rolling.
I love them, and he'll also be here Friday. I'm even forgetting I'm already moving over to the road trip. Getzlaf and Perry, when you put those two together, oh, wow.
You're just thinking about sunshine. That's your problem. You're too close to the ice right now.
I live day to day.
Martinez cross rink. Doughty will pump this one all the way. Regier set free in 5 seconds. LA's going to be 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Only 72% on the road this year. Washington mustering 2 shots on Jonathan Quick. Ward will stash this back behind the LA net. Matt Green with a quick reversal. Into trouble though.
Oh, wow.
Quick was a mugging in front with Green there.
Because Quick was knocked down. There was no penalty call, so all the Kings men came to his side to help him out. Jonathan Quick thought there was going to be a minor penalty as one of the Caps tripped him up. It wasn't called, and then the D went to support him, and Quick and company will see how this sorted out here.
We will detail the penalties for you in a moment. It gets rather rambunctious around the goal. Trips, punches, all that kind of good stuff. Troy Brouwer has the game's only goal, a 1-0 lead for Washington. Craig Laughlin inside the glass.
And it's been a very good goaltending matchup. Braden Holtby for the Caps hasn't probably been tested as much as Jonathan Quick. The Capitals have put 17 shots on him, and he stopped all but 1. And they're trying to make it a tough night for Jonathan Quick. Here is Burakovsky coming in. You'll see him trip up Jonathan. That's why we had a little melee at the end of that break there. Here comes Jonathan Quick. He gives him a quick left with the glove, and then Matt Green jumps in to take care of business. Should be coincidental minor penalties. 4-on-4 coming up. There you see Burakovsky. There you see Matt Green, their assistant captain.
Roughing both ways. They're going to give Burakovsky a trip. That's more accurate. Green a rough for LA. We're 4-on-4. Gaborik Sends it on softly for Anze Kopitar. Barry Trotz was glowing in his praise of number 11 in white earlier today. Says he's bigger than you think, more skilled than you think, shoots it better than you think.
Yeah.
Just an outstanding player.
We never get to see enough of him. He's led the Kings 7 straight seasons.
Ovechkin snaking in, turns the corner. Alex Ovechkin to the front, fires one wide of Quick. John Carlson for Washington. Ovechkin, long drive that goes wide. Big rebound for Regeer. We've drifted below 5 minutes remaining in the second period of a 1-0 game. First of 2 meetings between these cross-conference rivals. Caps will be in Staples Center in Los Angeles on Valentine's Day. Alzner, who picked up an assist back in the first. Carlson on for Fair. Capitals defenders with points in 19 of their last 21 outings. Great pass to the goal mouth. Holtby sprawls across to beat Carter.
And the Capitals just about caught in that so-called long line change. They changed defensemen, and Niskanen jumped over the boards with Carlson coming. That created that 2-on-1, and what a stop on Jeff Carter. He loves high cheese, and that glove stopped the play from being a tied game.
Holtby's last outing, a goalie's duel with Carey Price in Montreal as Doughty brings it ahead. Holtby making his best save of the contest there, end-to-end. Here's Brouwer on the move. Troy Brouwer going to the outside on the timing play, a bit too strong for Mike Green. Knocked down there, and it's a penalty against Jared Stoll. It's going to be a trip.
And the Capitals go to their third power play. The Kings have not had one. It'll be a quick 4-on-4 for 11 seconds as Cowell makes a call. Daryl Sutter's team goes shorthanded again. Quick face-off. Here's the opportunity. The penalty down low. You see Doughty take his man, Greeny, and there's the trip leg on leg. Stoll takes down Green to the box. The 2-on-1. Danger zone turnover by Fair. Here come the Kings on a bad change. And here comes the sauce. And he laid it out perfectly. It looked to me like Jeff Carter waited too long to shoot it, Joe. I thought he had some time quickly up top. He held on to it. The puck got ahead of him, and that allowed Braden Holtby to use his quickness to get across.
Holtby's been incredible. Last 10 games here in this building, a save percentage of 95.
Yeah, 8-0-2 because of that great save percentage.
Booming drive from Ovechkin that goes wide. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. This is a 5-on-4 break now for Washington. Green, deflection, score! Brouwer in the slot.
Two 2-0 Caps, and it's a wicked shot from the blue line. But watch Brouwer set up in front of the net. He's right between the 4 defenders, and that is one thing of beauty there in the deflection by Troy. Look at him find himself between the 4 penalty killers. The puck comes between his skates. That puck is going wide, and it hits his blade flush. And that baby beats the Kings goaltender quick. Glove side over the left pad. Just enough of a redirect to put the puck on net. Brouwer's got his second of the night.
15 on the season. Mark it down for a power play goal at 16:36. Troy has 7 PPGs this season, and the Capitals are 2 better than visiting LA. Los Angeles looking to respond now with King. Working in against Alzner. Delayed penalty call coming up now against Washington.
Well, you knew that was going to happen. That's obviously the case. You know, they get 3 in a row. Now the Kings get 1 of their own coming up here on a hold.
Referee Tom Cowell making that assessment.
Yeah, and that was just, you know, obviously the Kings, when they penalty kill that much, they're going to be talking to the referees, and any little type of penalty, they're going to nail you on after that third power play for the Kings. Alzner to the box. He gets the holding call. Here it is down low. Spin by King. Left arm in there just a little bit. That I call a cheapie. That is a big-time cheapie call. The Caps have to penalty kill.
Brooks Orpik putting up his protest to linesman Tim Nowak.
Oh, for sure.
A late second period power play chance for Los Angeles. Troy Brouwer's first 2-goal game of the season, giving the Caps the advantage. LA's power play is 10th in the league. Washington's PK just about 81%.
Yeah, their PK improving, Joe B. The Capitals penalty killing much better of late. 14 of their last 15, which is over 90%. And it's not going to stay there, but you want something 80 to 85, then you're doing things well.
Kopitar buzzing this one wide. Big rebound for Jeff Carter. To Kopitar. On top it comes for Doughty. Doughty has 4 goals this year, all of them on the road. Muzzin. It'll get away from Doughty, and he'll have to chase. Joel Ward and Nicholas Backstrom check out of their penalty-killing duties up front. Turning it over to Like and Brouwer in that regard. Brouwer with a steal. Closing. Pad save for Quick. And then Like will take it for a ride and play keep away.
Yeah, Caps have good legs. You know, you get that momentum, you get that second goal, you're feeling better, your legs work faster, and that's the case here on the penalty kill.
Like maneuvers in, poke checked by Quick. 2 minutes to go in period 2. Separating us from Lattice's Intermission Live. LA's power play exists for another 50 seconds. Capitals fans very appreciative of this penalty killing work. Quick will tee it up. Play it on around for Justin Williams. Williams getting help on the breakout. Martinez for the dump down. The hard around looking for either Williams or Brown. Beagle's in the way. A second effort for Jay Beagle gets it clear.
Excellent aggressive penalty kill, not allowing the Kings anything. The Capitals have had the best opportunities over their power play, killing the penalty.
Another steal for Ward. He angles in. Quick with a pad save, and he says enough of this.
Great job. Standing O here in Washington for the penalty killing unit. Well done, aggressive, stripping the puck off the Kings. The Kings trying to execute a breakout. It is denied. Great coaching, great aggressive play. Here's Joel Ward in the neutral zone, just going against Martinez, not giving him a chance, and here's the Caps going to the net. One thing that I've seen in this game is the Caps have been very aggressive, Joe B. Once they get the puck, they're making a straight line to the net, and they're trying to score. They're not thinking pass, they're not thinking slow down. Good job by Joel on the PK.
Face-off win for Washington. Tail end of this second period now. Brouwer with 1 in the first, 1 more here in the second. Alzner set free from the sin bin. We're back to 5-on-5 as Nolan will dump it back behind Holtby's crease. The shots on goal are 21-12, favor the Caps. Clifford's in a board duel, came up with a high shot on Carlson and got away with it.
Yeah, Clifford's that type of guy. You know, they want to get energy. They throw Clifford over the boards. You know, you mentioned in the first, Joe, he leads them in penalty minutes. He's the type of guy that gets under your skin, and they're taking a little bit of a leeway against John Carlson behind the Caps net.
Carlson pilots this breakout. It doesn't go very far. Nolan will rewind. Doughty will turn. Barry Trotz shaking it up late in the period. Lewis skips it right to the front door, and there's Holtby. He'll melt it. This evening's Timeless Moments brought to you by Coors Banquet. Locker, the original Caps get their original point.
Take a look at this Caps team. You know, they started way back in '74. They earned a 1-1 tie for their first point ever, as you mentioned, at the Caps Center. Under 9,000 people, Joe B. They thought they'd get more than that versus the Kings. Way to go. Ivan scored for the Caps. Dan Maloney, about 4 minutes later, scored for the Kings. Ron Lowe and Rogie Vachon were in goal October 15th, 1974.
Get the point of view of Braden Holtby for this late second period draw. It is Alzner propelling it back for an Ovechkin clear. 6 ticks left. Doughty is there shaking loose from Brouwer, and the second period is just now done. Troy Brouwer has hogged the headlines when it comes to scoring tonight. Brouwer playing his 500th NHL game, has a 2 spot on the board, and his team is 2 better than LA as they check out to the dressing room. Lattice's Intermission Live is coming up on the net. Here's what we have cooking. Al Koken with a guest, highlights and stats as always, and a retrospective look back on Steve Konowalchuk. Hard-working center/winger back in the day. 2 periods complete. Capitals looking good. we send you to Chick Hernandez and Brian Mitchell for this Sports Talk Live preview. Back in our nation's capital, where the Washington Capitals have a 2-0 advantage over the LA Kings. Fans have been treated to a good hockey game tonight on Comcast Sportsnet. Before we start this third period, we remind you of a Twitter question we asked earlier tonight, hashtag Capitals Talk. Which of the Western Conference powers are going to be in the Stanley Cup final? The answer's coming in.
Yeah, the Kings are dangerous. Believe they'll be there. Well, they got to get to the dance. They're still looking outside, trying to get in. The Preds, you got to look for them, Joe B. They are really playing some fine hockey.
Once they get Pekka Rinne back, they are awfully difficult to beat. Chicago is always one to consider.
Yeah, and Calgary Flames. I mean, they're doing a great job hanging in there in that 8th spot, one of the wild cards in the Blues. We saw them the other afternoon. Big, strong. Shattenkirk may not be back till the playoffs. They've got to get her going.
The Ducks and head coach Bruce Boudreau getting some love. The Blues, to my eye, they've been one of the best, if not the best team I've seen in person all year long.
Yeah, and Elliott, they've got good goaltending. They're very solid on the blue line. People getting some love again for Nashville. Great defense, obviously, with Shea Weber, Yossi, those guys, and up front, they have a lot of firepower. The Sharks, wow, getting some love. They've really struggled once they get to the playoffs. They've been great teams in the regular season, but have not fared well come the playoffs.
So we've been enjoying the Capitals and the Kings tonight, and the game within the game has featured a pair of eights, Locker. It's been fun to watch Drew Doughty collide with Alex Ovechkin.
It's always great. I love stars matched up against one another, you know, and the thing about them, they're very similar. They don't mind running into each other. They're both guys that are big, imposing, and physical. Alex, a couple of shots. That one blocked by Doughty. Again, Doughty, a couple of cross checks. It's me and my shadow with a lot of laps between Ovechkin and Doughty. Here it's numerically. Doughty doesn't get a whole lot of shots. Actually, he leads them in shots. He only had one. Alex has a couple chances more than Doughty. Ice time, about 4 minutes more for their defensemen.
Those two have hooked up against one another for their respective national teams and for, of course, their NHL teams. They do so tonight. It's a 2-0 advantage for Washington, a pair of Troy Brouwer goals as the Kings work offensively. Dwight King offers it for Doughty coming in on the cycle play. The feed to the front. Ovechkin will snare. Alex Ovechkin thrusts it ahead. Marcus Johansson's on the top line tonight. You see the shots on goal story top of the screen. No Jason Chimera or Michael Latta this evening for Washington. Jamie McBain and Nick Shore, the scratches for Daryl Sutter's Kings. Kings still without Tanner Pearson on the injured list. Washington missing Dmitry Orlov and John Erskine. Martinez to swing. 3 years at Miami University in Ohio. To the front, poke check there by Jonathan Quick, who's made some sparklers among his 19 stops tonight.
Pretty cool for Martinez from Miami, Ohio to the LA Kings to playoff hero in last year's playoffs.
A goal he will never, ever, ever forget. A couple of them, in fact.
Yeah, he was very good in the playoffs.
So is this man, Anze Kopitar. Roaring back through center, straightened up there by John Carlson. Kopitar, who led the playoffs in 2014 in points, as Holtby will melt this one down. 129 into period 3. Locker, let's revisit your voice on value presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
And it was all about minimizing mistakes for the Washington Capitals. And you know what? They didn't have that many giveaways. They've had 7 in this hockey game. You know, if they can keep it under 10, that's pretty darn good for Barry Trotz and company. So minimize mistakes, 20 minutes to go. Don't throw the puck haphazardly to the middle. Keep it wide, get it out effectively, and this team will cruise to a win.
Top of the hour time with the NHL on CSN, the first of 2 between these rivals. Washington squares off with LA next week at Staples Center. Troy Brouwer in the first, Troy Brouwer in the second, both of those with less than 5 minutes to play in each frame, giving Washington the lead. LA has won the last 7 straight up against Washington. Justin Williams chopping at a loose puck. Joe Beninati upstairs, Craig Laughlin inside the glass. Al Koken's our ringside reporter. Once again, we appreciate all the efforts of our technical crew throughout the day and night, as the Capitals are here at home and soon to make a break for it to Ottawa tomorrow. Mike Green gathers in. Hillen on through for Tom Wilson to dump in. Wilson, the 20-year-old Toronto native. Along the boards, this is Lewis on the dump down. Aaron Volpatti has returned to active duty tonight. That's Aaron, 17 in the red. Lewis finds an open man. Andrioff with a wrister, and that's snared by Holtby.
And this so-called fourth line getting about 7 minutes, 6 or 7. Volpatti had just over 5 through the first 40 minutes, so he's being put in there in situations that he feels fit, does Barry Trotz. Volpatti's looked very good, you know, and timing will come for Aaron the way he works. Holtby on home ice has been solid. Daryl Sutter and his team have had a tough go of it. And there's Aaron Volpatti. Good way to come back after all the extra work that he told Al about before practice, after practice, strengthening, all the conditioning stuff to make sure he has that under his belt.
The Doughty drive secured once again by Holtby. Volpatti, in the words of head coach Barry Trotz, definitely put in his time.
Yeah, it's a great story. You know, you're waiting to get back in the lineup, and he had to wait a long time. You know, he was healthy a while ago. This is a guy that was undrafted out of Brown University. It was picked up on waivers, and obviously they've got to see what he brings to the team, Joe. You know, everyone's talking about the deadline, the trade deadline coming up in early March, so everybody wants to see their players and see how they can contribute. I'll tell you one thing about Volpatti. He's a warrior. He's a tough guy. He can handle duress. He's good on the wall, and that's something they're going to try to look at over the next several weeks.
Got into a couple games in the American Hockey League and a conditioning stint with the Hershey Bears. Alex Ovechkin has been going along at a great clip. 4 multi-goal games for Alex in his last 7 outings overall. The fourth line guys awaiting their next turn. Washington here in red. The Caps just 1 regulation loss in their last 11 on home ice. Carlson orchestrating this breakout for Washington, with help from Marcus Johansson, stalled there by Gaborik. Regier waiting for his guys to get back on side on the dump in. Carlson leads the team in plus minus. A bunch of different categories for that matter. Ward sends it out wide for John, who loves to get up into the flow. He'll dump it in.
And again, once again, a beautiful breakout by the Caps, going D to D and then up the middle, keeping it off the wall, making sure you find open ice, you have a supporting centerman. The Caps have made it look easy exiting their zone against the Kings.
Martinez reversing for Regier to send it on around. Dustin Brown is there, matched up with Brooks Orpik. Orpik said of Dustin Brown, he was a lot like me earlier in his career, a little too aggressive, looking for the big hit. He's always on top of the hit totals for the Kings.
Man, he's a 5-time 20-goal getter, so he adds the toughness, the hitting, and he worked on his offensive side of his game, and it's paid off. He only has 11 goals this year. He gets a ton of shots. He's one of those type of guys you want him on your team, and he's a guy that brings a lot to this LA Kings franchise.
Mike Green just absorbed a big hit from Clifford. None the worse for wear on the dump in. This is paddled on around by Jonathan Quick for Justin Williams. Smart looking breakout to Stoll. On the flank there, Clifford. He's greeted by Green.
And Green was right in his grill because the Caps had good gap control. Greeny did not sag away. He stood the line, able to take Clifford and the puck away.
Doughty fakes the wrister, then fires a kick-out save for Holtby as he was being crowded in the crease by Justin Williams. 2-0 Washington, 5 minutes into the third period. Muzzin connecting with Williams. He wants the line change for coach Daryl Sutter. Carter will drive it right on in. Holtby there to help his own cause. Jack Hillen absorbs the hit from Dwight King. There's a 4-man scrum right in your living room. Toffoli giving chase. Muzzin 2. Tyler Toffoli for Jake Muzzin. A bad pass. Ovechkin says thanks. It's 3-on-3 the other way. Alex Ovechkin pulls up. Nice cross-rink feed. It explodes away from Johansson as the Caps regroup.
And there was 4 guys coming across the line when OV got the puck, and that just shows you the aggressiveness of the forwards and defense.
To the front. Wide open! Score! Nicklas Backstrom.
Well, that's going to be the highlight of the night in the National Hockey League. That is tic-tac-toe, open net. They had the goalie spinning like a top in the crease. Again, a turnover with the handoff by Jonathan Quick. Ovi, Mojo, Backstrom, and look at him take his time, and he buries it. Watch Jonathan Quick. He's spinning like a top. He's got to go one way, the other way, and that is a beautiful textbook triangle passing play. Tic-tac-toe, and Backstrom has made it 3-zip.
Nicholas Backstrom, 16 goals this season, 15 of them at even strength. He has points in 7 of his last 8 outings with that one. Washington has some breathing room now, 3-0 over the defending champs.
Yeah, the second problem that the Kings have had in their own zone, 5-on-5, and it's cost them. The other was a power play goal by Brouwer. The Caps are forcing the Kings and causing them to turn the puck over.
Nolan threw a big hit that rattled Tom Wilson. Wilson's doubled up at the bench, exiting, as you can tell. On the run, Lewis will clear. It bounces wide of Holtby. Shots on goal, 22-18 now, as Beagle uses the boards to get it on for Volpatti. Joel Ward, one-on-one, a long blast. Deflected away, broke the stick of Matt Green in the process. Turnover again. Fair cruising in. Fair to the backhand. He scores! A brilliant finish for Eric Fair.
The Kings are unraveling in their own zone, and they're turning the puck over and leaving Jonathan Quick out to dry. Here they are trying to come out. There's a rip-off by Joel Ward. He'll get the primary assist. It's a bad play by the Kings defender, Braden McNabb. The young defenseman doesn't get it out here on his backhand. Ward gets the primary assist, and here's that deep to the backhand. I love it by Eric Fair. Under the bar, the only place he can beat the goaltender. That baby's a water bottler, 4-0 Caps.
First time he's ever scored against LA. Eric Fair gets his 16th. We're 7 minutes deep in the third. Snapshot coming there, and it is Holtby on the angle to handle McNabb. Route is on. Washington continuing to add to the trouble of the Kings on the road. Fair, the latest to receive the high fives.
4-0 lead for the Washington Capitals. During this losing streak, Barry Trotz has said the team has gotten away from the details of the game. And one of the reasons he feels is lack of practice time. By my count, in the last 19 days, the Capitals have just had 3 full practices. Remember, that includes the long All-Star break and CBA mandated days off like Monday was. But guys, I don't know what was said at today's morning skate, but whatever it was, the details seem to be back.
Capitals looking very good as they entertain the LA Kings, who were celebrated yesterday at the White House for their Stanley Cup Championship of 2014.
I wish I was playing in this day and age.
Take the day off, Locker.
Yeah.
No, I want to go back to the ring.
Wait a second. Are you allowed to take your option?
4-0 advantage for the Capitals. 2 tallies, the last 2 separated by 59 seconds. Backstrom and Fair on the board. Dustin Brown working ahead for LA to the trailer Regier. Stoll cranks it up in a pad save for Holtby, who's been sharp when called upon. What else is new lately for Braden? Including tonight, he started 26 of the last 28. Quick then coughs this one up. Kuznetsov tried to bank it in off of him. White sweatered Kings have the puck with Williams. 3-on-2 developing. Regier dips that one wide. Oh, Clifford just creamed Hillen. Clifford right to the loose biscuit for Williams. Smothered there by Hillen. Justin Williams darting out of the corner. Green in good shape defensively. We are 8.5 minutes deep in this third period. It's 4-0 for Washington. Andre Burakovsky will turn, spot the open man, Mike Green, and he'll casually play it back into the Kings zone.
Yeah, that's going to be an ice, so he didn't get the red line there.
Folks, you can stay up to date on your favorite team. Download the new CSN Washington app today. It features breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. You can get everything Capitals, Redskins, Wizards, DC United, and more right now on the new CSN Washington at.
Justin Williams, Joe B, for the Kings, just said, you know, the Caps were on the bench. He says 92, 92. He was out there helping out the referee, and they made sure they got Kuznetsov back on because he was on the ice on that icing call.
Doughty fakes the blast, sweeps it cross rink. Looking for that high tip play was Jeff Carter. Carter into Foley. And the King on ice now for Daryl Sutter. They continue to jam for it. Dwight King spins to his forehand. Covered up by Green. Carter works the cycle to the high slot for King. That was deflected off of Burakovsky, and Brouwer will get it out. Almost halfway home in this third period. Capitals haven't beaten the Kings at home in an awfully long time, as you can tell at the bottom of the screen.
And the Kings got away with one there. Alex Ovechkin was the pickpocketer on Doughty. He had the puck, he stole it, then they got tangled, or he had a breakaway. He looked at the referee, no call for the trip.
Centering pass there, and Backstrom sent it high. It's loose in front of Quick. Doughty didn't get it out. Backstrom for Ovechkin, the centering pass that was answered by Muzzin. Nicholas Backstrom there to fetch. Backstrom with another multi-point performance tonight, a goal and an assist. He's rubbed out along the wall by Andrioff. Lewis squeezed there by Ovechkin. Point position, it's Alzner to fire. An easy stick stop for Quick. Ovechkin after the loose rebound. Nolan able to get it back out. Lewis on the hop. Jousting there with Alzner. Nice curl and drag move, and it is Alzner with a recovery on Jordan Nolan.
Because he had a 2-on-1 there. He had his line mate running to the net there really hard. And that was Lewis who was looking for that pass. Alzner took it away, denying a good scoring chance.
Greg Laughlin had a great point of view of it inside the glass for us tonight with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. 5-on-5 play continues. Caps do have a power play goal tonight. Compliments of Troy Brouwer back in the second period. Brouwer has a pair of markers. Washington 4 better than the defending Cup champs right now. Eric Fair, the last man to strike, with a splendid backhand. Looping this one ahead. Punched along by McNabb to the turning Kopitar. Matt Green for Angers through center. Delicately on to Dustin Brown. Angers Kopitar turns the corner. Touch pass, Brown, pad save, Holtby. And Ward will move it away. Joel Ward just trickles it into the LA zone so that Barry Trotz can complete a line change.
And both his line mates say, yeah, get it in, buddy, get it in. We got to get off. And that allowed both teams to change on that quick dump in.
Good to see Tom Wilson back out there. He was rattled pretty good by Kyle Clifford earlier in this frame. Stoll, marked by Beagle. Mike Green has an alleyway, and he's able to play this one clear. Volpatti gives chase. Drew Doughty to turn, getting the marching orders from Quick. Justin Williams goes board to board for Clifford. Mike Green sends him into the bench. Off the turnbuckle and down.
Fans are loving. I watched that develop right here. Mike Green has been terrific in this hockey game. Talk about a two-way defenseman, adding that physicality, but it's all about gap control and coaching by Todd Reardon and Barry Trotz, closing it off.
Stuff attempt for Wilson, denied there by Quick. Martinez will get it out. Clifford zigs and zags back through center. Undaunted by his recent experience, he goes to the boards with Matt Niskanen. This is Ovechkin the other way. Fires right to the chest of Jonathan Quick. It is a 4-0 advantage for Washington. They've been a big hit on the scoreboard and a huge hit along the dasher boards. This evening's game summary brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. Troy Brouwer was the man who started the party.
Yeah, way to go, Troy, in his 500th NHL game. Braden Holtby has 21 saves tonight against the Kings. That one the best against Jeff Carter. And 2 goals in under a minute for the Caps. Backstrom on a tic-tac-toe. And Eric Fair says, you know what? I got to keep up with you, Nicky. On a beautiful takeaway by Ward to Fair. forehand, backhand shelf. Two beauties, the last two goals.
7:12 remaining in this third period of play. Washington comfortably on top of Los Angeles. The Kings just one win in their last 8 tries away from Staples Center. Having issues tonight in our nation's capital at Verizon.
And not having any luck whatsoever against the Metropolitan Division. They've really owned the Kings. They've only won a couple of times against the Met.
Doughty will play it cross rink. Fans have been able to roar their lungs out throughout the night. 3 even strength goals for Washington, all from different lines. 9 different caps for the point tonight. 13 players are a plus. A feel-good evening in Washington for the guys in red.
Yeah, they've held down the shots. They played better defensively, better out of their zone. No penalties, because this is a team that's right up there with minor penalties are the Caps, and that's really hurt them over this recent run of 7 games. They've stayed out of the box. They played hard and physical without taking penalties.
Jimmy Hayes has a couple of goals for Florida. They have a 3-2 lead on Long Island tonight. Anders Lee has a pair for the Isles. New Jersey has a Mike Camilleri goal and a 1-goal advantage over Ottawa, the next opponent for the Caps. Caps will see the Senators on Thursday. Dustin Brown lowers that shoulder. Brown turns, feeds, McNabb fires, and he pumped that one wide. Braden McNabb, hard-shooting former Buffalo Sabre property. His first NHL goal was scored against the Caps in Tomas Vokoun back in the day. This is McNabb who will play. Kings just do get it clear. Barry Trotz, Todd Reardon, Lane Lambert, Blaine Forsythe making line changes on the go. Time ticking down to 5:05 remaining in the third. Carlson brushed it ahead for Brouwer. If you're thinking hat trick, Troy had one with Washington against Tampa Bay here in the past. Burakovsky will clear it in. Whoa. Follow-up chance for Andre after that odd bounce. Went wide.
That was back-to-back bad bounces to Jonathan Quick's left.
The Doughty drive is covered by Holtby. We'll exit and bring you back for the final 4:41 of the third with the Caps in charge. Everything's gone pretty well for Alex Ovechkin and friends. The Caps have a 4-0 advantage. Craig Laughlin's inside the glass.
Yeah, it's been an excellent game from start to finish. When you look at this Capitals team, this is what they're made to play like. You've got to play with that discipline, Joe. That's been the biggest thing in this game. They played hard. They played fast. All traits of this team when they're playing well.
You should tap Alex on the shoulder and tell him it's rude to stare.
He's also trying to catch my monitor here, below me here, trying to catch the telestream.
Williams fires. It's blocked down in front. Rebound that'll trickle wide of Braden Holtby. Yevgeny Kuznetsov motors out of his own zone. Andre Burakovsky through center. Burakovsky with Kuznetsov and Brouwer tonight. And Coach Trotz has found something there with that combination.
Oh, you got 2 speed guys, and you have Kuznetsov, who's really played well, I think, the last half dozen games. I think he's finding comfort now. He feels set now with the way he can play in the National Hockey League.
On that centering pass, for a while there, they were trying to get him comfortable. That's why they probably kept Johansson on that line a bit longer. Marcus goes up to the top line tonight with 3:55 to go in the third. Two teams will reconvene Valentine's Day night in LA next week. Williams, centering pass didn't get through. Tries to stuff this one back to point position. Doughty, wrister looking for the deflection. Stop, Muzzin fires. That is gloved by Braden Holtby. Folks, earlier in the night, McDonald's Trivia was asking you about record holder for most shots in a single season. I'm saying Espo.
I'm saying Espo too. 550 maybe?
Right on the button.
There you go. 78 games, 70-71. Espo could get around the ice, always sets up in the high slot. Mr. Phil Esposito, Hockey Hall of Famer, got a ton of shots in his career.
Go ahead, Alex. That's an awful lot of shots.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Alex Ovechkin leading the league in shots on goal again, as he has done 8 times prior in his career.
Well, didn't he have 10 against St. Louis the other afternoon?
I want to say that's the 40th time in his career, 10 or more.
That's pretty impressive.
Jeff Carter towards the cage. Ooh, the deflection try to the corner. Shade over 3 minutes with which to work in this contest. Washington had a 1-0 lead after 1. It was 2-zip after 2. Thanks to the Brouwer markers. Backstrom and Fair here in the third. Ovechkin settles. Cranks that one. That was muffled by Martinez. Capitals post-game live coming up, presented by your DC area Acura dealers. Rob Carlin and Alan May are standing by for that. Both teams will change up lines.
Man, Mojo was caught up high in the high stick. The referee didn't pick it up. It looked like Jeff Carter tried to lift his stick and caught him up high right on the chin.
Carlson carefully out of his own zone, but then he gave it up. The quick counterattack. Andrioff to the goal mouth, and there's Orpik. McNabb on a regroup for Matt Green. He'll bomb this one in from center into Tom Wilson's corner. Andrioff towards the cage and wide. Shots on goal are level at 27 apiece. Matt Green again drives it hard around. McNabb there, getting south of the goal line for a moment. Lewis fans on that release as Orpik was ready to make the blocked shot. Brooks among the top 3 in the NHL in that regard. The offside whistled here against Washington. Gives us enough time to name our Caps player of the game, sponsored by the Palm Restaurant. Locker, it's Troy Brouwer.
Man, why not, Joe B? What a game. You know, we always know what Troy's going to bring to the table, and now he had some scoring chances, and he buries them. 2 goals, 5 shots, 4 scoring chances in his 500th career game. Way to go.
2-time 20-goal scorer, Troy Brouwer, now 5 away from that. Folks, you can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan.
And that's what the Caps were looking for. You know, they know they have that top line, Joe, that's going to drill you and going to score goals with OV and Backstrom and whoever else they play there. They need more production from the second line, and it seemed to have worked here tonight.
Doughty to Gaborik. The wrister blocked by Fair and off of the rink.
Yeah, that was a good scoring chance for Gaborik off that circle there, rotating around. He's the leader when it comes to goals for this hockey team. After a great year last year, he was rewarded with a big-time deal with the Los Angeles Kings, a long-term deal, 7 years, $32 million. Bought a house right down the street from you, Joe B, in Manhattan Beach.
Yes, we are neighbors.
Yes, you are.
I invite him over to breakfast every once in a while, but he shuns me like you do.
Well, that's only when you're in California, right?
Oh, I am bi-coastal. 1:15 to go in this one. A 4-0 advantage for Washington. Gaborik led the playoffs in goals last year for these champion Kings. Muzzin's wrister deflected wide. Kopitar was setting the screen.
And Kopitar's had good luck in his career against the Caps. 8 games, 7 goals for their assistant captain.
Brooks worms his way out of the zone. Final minute of regulation time. All that's left to settle in this one is in regard to Braden Holtby. Doughty ahead for Williams. No running room afforded him. 37 seconds left as Hillen zooms out of his own zone. Connecting with Johansson. Protecting the puck along the boards with help from Kuznetsov and Brouwer. 25 seconds left. Hillen towards the cage, deflected wide of Quick. What remains of the sellout crowd here at Verizon Center is starting to rise. The Capitals are going to put an end to an individual 7-game losing skid to these Kings. It's going to be win number 26 for Washington in 8 seconds.
They might as well give the puck to Braden Holtby. Well done between the pipes from the D, the goaltender to the forwards. This is a hard-earned 4-0 victory for the hometown boys.
He's now tied for the league lead in shutouts. He has a half a dozen of them. He shares that honor with Marc-Andre Fleury of Pittsburgh at the moment. And he hears the roar of applause from Verizon Center. Folks, remember, since the Caps won and did score 4 tonight, you get 50% off any online order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Make sure to use promo code CAPS50. Capitals are celebrating on ice. Fans in the stands, likewise. Washington downs the Kings by 4. For Craig Laughlin, for Al Koken, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Join us again on Thursday on CSN Plus, folks. CSN Plus. It's the Caps and the Senators at 7:30 Eastern. Up next, Capitals postgame live. Rob Carlin and Alan May standing by for that. Brouwer with 2. Holtby with 27 saves. Washington wins.